nigga, I wanna know if you ready to do this shit.
Yeah, nigga, break your motherfucking stuff, fool. Yeah.
Menace came about because we were frustrated and tired of white people saying they deserve what they get. They're just little gangbangers and they deserve to be treated the way they're treated.
Shut up! You got a smart ass mouth, you know that?
We thought that the news media was not explaining the inner city that well. They had not done any real in-depth journalism on why these kids are this way. So that motivated us telling the story.
Ain't nothing gonna change in Atlanta. I mean, I'm still gonna be black.
The Hughes brothers and the writer, Tiger Williams, wanted to document what life was like there for a lot of people.
Nigga, hurry the fuck up. Nigga, I know what the fuck I'm doing, you just watch out.
What we were trying to do was take a slice of reality and put it on film.
Down with a 187.
Let's do this.
And we wanted it to be real.
Turn that motherfucking shit down.
The reaction was what we wanted to be. We had more white people walk up to us genuinely when I never understood why those kids did what they did until I saw this movie. We grew up in Detroit, Michigan, all the way up to 9. 1980, came to a place called Pomona, California, a little city about 35, 40 miles outside of downtown Los Angeles, yeah.
Our interest in movies first came from things like Superman and Indiana Jones, the popcorn movies. And we were fascinated with the making of movies.
The one that really changed it for us is what changed it for a lot of people, which was Scarface. And that was the first time where cinema met pop culture at the same time, and it was kind of like a movie and a film. But I think our love for film came through something pretty obvious and overstated now, Scorsese.
Goodfellas is what really got us into the gangster movies. We used that movie as an example of how to do something right.
In 91, when we were 19, we did a lot of hip-hop music videos. We did hip-hop videos for Tupac, Too Short. We did like 29, 30 videos, I think. We did that for 1 year. And we got lucky. We're developing Menace during that time.
Old Dog was the craziest nigga alive. America's nightmare.
At the time, Los Angeles was a hotbed for gang activity, drugs, and police brutality. It just wasn't a good environment to be a black male anywhere.
You ain't gotta be creeping. I don't know why you trying to act like you cleaning up.
There was a big racial tension going on down there between the Koreans and the blacks. Anytime you walked into one of their stores, they'd follow you around.
Man, I always think we're gonna steal something.
And the black community had felt that for so long that when the riots did go down, they took it out on those businesses, or they took it out on the closest thing that they can see to the establishment.
Boom! Yeah!
Things have been bursting at the seams already with the police and the minorities, if you will, you know, not just blacks, Latinos, everybody. And everyone's frustrations just boiled over and it became anarchy, just like the watch riots.
The watch riots demolished that area and all the business left. And I think the same thing could be said of the 92 riots. These kids that are coming up nowadays are affected by that.
That city was just completely decimated, you know, and nothing came back, you know. If they barely had anything before then, there was nothing after. We framed it in that context just to show that if our people expect to have nothing down there, then expect to get a gun in your face at some point because you've just bred the criminal, you know. We enlisted a writer by the name of Tiger Williams, who happened to be the brother of our best friend in high school, Ryan Williams, who was in the film, played Stacy.
Nigga, hell yeah, that's that nigga, man, trying to be me and shit. They needed someone to write something gangster for them, you know, and I told them my brother's a writer, you know, I could hook y'all up, you know. And sure enough, I hooked them up.
Sat down, got together, and we would hang out a lot. You know, during the whole, we just sit around, hang out, and talk about story.
First I get shot, then you gonna drive me home? Somebody must want me to die.
We just researched and went out to Jordan Downs, watched South Central. Something few people know is we based this loosely after a character me and Tiger interviewed. So we just got the screenplay flushed out in like a month or two and started getting it shopped around.
I had a project with New Line that fell apart in the late stages. And so I got a job producing a music video. And that's where I met the Hughes brothers who were directing it. It was the music video to Brenda's Got a Baby.
I'm pregnant.
What?
And as we went along on the project, I would talk to them and I said, well, what's your ambition? What do you want to do? Yeah, you guys want to do commercials, music videos? That's it? And they're like, no, we want to be filmmakers. We want to make movies. And they said, well, we're developing a script with a friend of ours now. and it was Menace to Society. And they started telling me about it, and it sounded really intriguing. And I read it, and it shocked me.
Darren Scott had given it to New Line, so Bob Shea had put the script on Weekend Read, which meant we would probably get an answer on Monday on whether or not they're going to do the movie.
And after he read it, I called, and I didn't know what's his reaction, And so I asked, and they said, Bob cried. And I was like, oh, well, I guess we got a movie then.
Y'all niggas hurry up. Go in there, buck them niggas, and get the fuck out. Don't be playing.
I think, honestly, the reason why Bob Shea and New Line decided to give this movie a chance, especially with two 20-year-olds that hadn't done anything before, was, and I wouldn't have said this in the past, but I think Boys in the Hood had a lot to do with it.
Boys was a story about one kid who makes it out. And we wanted Menace to Society to be the antithesis, and we wanted to examine really why so many kids don't make it out, and what are the reasons why they don't make it out.
What the fuck is that?
The through line in the casting of Menace was like, who's real? Who feels real? Who looks real? So casting Caine was like a no-brainer for us.
Nigga, I know you ain't dumb enough to be showing niggas the robbery tape, man. What's up with that?
We had seen an episode of American Most Wanted, and there was this young kid in there playing a gangster, and the way he was talking and his mannerisms were like, he gets it,
Tyrin Turner wasn't even a professional actor, but he had this look that I think everybody could kind of vicariously live through. We got a lot of resistance from New Line because he was a raw talent at the time.
The first rehearsal was kind of a disaster. He wasn't ready, and everybody wondered, oh, well, wow, is this guy going to be able to do the part? He has the look, but pretty much nothing else. But we got him a coach, and by the time we were shooting, he was Caine.
So you hold it like this and pull a trigger.
Pow, punk ass.
Larenz Tate, who plays O-Dog, the badass in the movie, it was amazing because we don't go for cliches, but at the time we thought we're going to get this big, black, buff guy, got lacerations in his face and ashy knuckles, and he's going to play O-Dog. And so we were interviewing a lot of people for O-Dog, and we couldn't find him. And finally we told our casting director to bring in the tape of the rejects. And the first reject was this kid came in
right out of Disney Casting 101.
I had this sort of Disney look, this really fresh, young kid look. But I'm originally from Chicago. So my interpretation of the guy was based on some guys that I had seen in Chicago.
Oh, shit.
And I said, the odds are against me. So I gotta flip this. I have to really go in there and knock it out.
Oh, nigga, you would sound like a little bitch, man.
We yelled action, and he got down and started playing a dice game and ad-libbing. And it was like, oh shit, like right away you recognize, like this is crazy, because this kid was so spot on in his mannerisms, body language, lingo, everything.
What you say about my mama?
He nailed it, there's no way anybody that's even come close to this.
Shit, nigga, I smoke anybody, nigga. I just don't give a fuck.
Just hit us in the head, we go, this is even scarier. This charming looking kid oozing all this evil.
Fuck. Damn. Suck on that, you bitch-ass trick.
We wanted to tell him he got the job, and the casting agent's like, no, just wait, let me go call him. And I ran out to the elevator.
When he got on the elevator and said, this is yours, I didn't believe him, and I didn't think much of it until I got the call and they said that you landed the part. And this was my first film. I had never done a movie. I had always been a television actor.
So you like my little tape, don't you?
Yeah, that shit was cool, nigga.
Yeah, nigga, that's proper.
Jada Pinkett was on A Different World.
If I ever catch you with a gun in your hand, I will break your tail. You got that?
She didn't come in to audition because I think she was hesitant, as a lot of people were, who were trying to do something legitimate in this business, because it wasn't looked at as a legitimate project at the time. So she came in to meet with us, and somehow we convinced her to read a little bit.
Watching Jada Pinkett read Ronnie was probably the strangest thing. All of a sudden you're watching someone bring a character to life.
Why are you tripping? You ain't doing jack shit here. Caine, why don't you just come with me?
And on the spot, we knew that she was the one for the role.
Fuck Purnell, because you don't owe him shit. All right? You need to be glad that you graduated from high school and that you're alive at 18, and you need to do something with yourself before you end up like he did.
Sam Jackson came to us because we wanted to do some stunt casting in certain areas. It was very intimidating because I work with the actors. I was very intimidated. He would fuck with me every now and then. Just play with me.
What the fuck you mean you ain't got the money yet, motherfucker?
Keisha, bring Mr. Butler a plate.
A nice size plate, Keisha.
Charles Dutton came the same way. We just begged for for a cameo and this, that, and the other.
The hunt is on. And you're the prey.
The one that was interesting was Bill Duke, who was retired from acting at the time, had called and said, "Will we hire someone on the crew?" And we said, "Oh yeah, we'll hire if you do this role for us." That was actually a classic moment. I mean, like, you know, Bill Duke, everybody talks about that. You know you done fucked up now. You know you done fucked up.
You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
So we had 3 veterans who came and rounded out the cast and provided legitimacy to the movie that it didn't have.
You owe me some money, motherfucker!
Hell no, but here you go.
When we signed on to do Menace, New Line, there was a caveat that said, you gotta hire a platinum rap artist in order for this movie to be greenlit.
Slanging all that shit in the hood, and y'all ain't got no motherfucking money.
We first saw MCA in a rap video, and he was in the projects, and he had this dripping Jerry curl, and we're like, who snuck him past like the censors? You know, like how, you know, for lack of a better way of saying, you know, how they let this nigga get by, right? You know, like this guy's real right here. We got to get him.
Hey, homie, you need some help?
Having a short
Put a hole in the motherfucker.
yo-yo.
Don't start that hood rat shit. You know ain't nobody no motherfucking hood rat.
These are the cats we grew up listening to.
They brought a flavor to it and a verisimilitude that was really helpful in making people believe that you were dealing with South Central.
Punk ass nigga.
We made Menace when we were 20, and I remember thinking that was normal. It wasn't too recently I started realizing how abnormal that was.
A real naive thing on our part was thinking that we can go down to the neighborhood and shoot around real Grape Street Crips and in Jordan Downs, the housing project, and actually employ the real gangsters. We were able to shoot there because at the time there had been a peace treaty between the gangs, and we had hired a few of the guys on as technical consultants and emissaries to the neighborhood.
Oh shit, one time.
There's a scene where we're all just sitting on the wall drinking beer, and the police comes around the corner, chasing them down the alley. Now the guys all around them dressed in purple are real guys. They're all like giving each other pounds, drinking 40 ounces and everything like that. Then there's a scene where O-Dog goes to Caine's grandparents' house after he comes back from the hospital, and everybody in that scene is from that neighborhood, and a lot of them are gangsters.
We always watching our backs because, you know, we didn't know what was gonna happen being in that neighborhood.
Get your ass up out the car, nigga.
We had a few scary moments where sometimes a person on the crew might say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing.
Get the fuck out! Break yourself, nigga!
But it was nothing major, man. They loved us down there, and we loved them.
Yo, what's up, boy? Yeah!
They were just happy that anybody was there in a genuine way and involving them too.
Hey, y'all gonna follow us, right? Yeah, nigga, we know where it's at from.
I'll never forget this one guy, I forget his name, but he was the scariest guy in the area. I mean, everything about him, his manner, his approach, his reputation, you would think if anybody was gonna be somebody who was gonna cause us problems or hurt somebody or anything, it was this guy.
Why you come to this motherfucker so early all the time, man?
You said 1 o'clock?
I don't give a fuck what I said, nigga.
And I remember that to try to defuse this, we offered him his job as like our head neighborhood security guy. And he did a great job. And at the end of it, he came up to us and the guy was practically in tears. Because he was like, nobody ever gave me a chance to do anything like this before.
They were very appreciative of us coming down there and not condescending them. So we gleaned a lot of real stuff from them or listening to them or just having them around.
Don't worry about shit. I'ma handle this nigga for you.
People were coming up to us as actors thinking we were from Grape Street. Larenz Tate got that a lot.
Get my motherfucking money, nigga. Get my shit.
They thought I was one of the cats in the neighborhood. They thought I was real, one of the little BGs in the hood, so that was good for me.
And we still mad at you for dropping all that blood on us.
These cats were like, yo, what hood you from? And I was like, nah, I'm just doing a movie, man. And they were like, nah, for real. Like, what set you from?
Do this for Harold. Hey, man, you getting down, nigga.
Your Hughes brothers had an unusual partnership.
Alan works with the actors. Albert's basically behind the camera.
But they both could do either job, but it was just interesting to see how they, you know, come together, and to pull off what they were able to pull off was amazing.
What's going on, big boy? Just chilling, man.
First week, there were some days where we clearly were out of our depth.
Third day into the shoot, we thought our careers were over. And we also had the problem of some actors and crew members doubting the movie. I mean, there was an actor outright said, I don't know why I'm doing this shit.
At the time, I remember feeling like, we just gotta get through this shit. Ironically, sometimes the days that feel like really bad make for better scenes. The days you feel like you really got something, most of the time you really don't have anything.
Here, put that in for me.
Nigga, you better go somewhere with that Black Power shit. You know that shit gets no play in this ride.
Sometimes we didn't have enough time to do things or set up a steady camera, set up a dolly, and we would go handheld. And a lot of people thought that was a stylistic choice, you know, like, oh, they're very good at that gritty run and gun style. And it's like, nah, that was almost by accident or just by happenstance. We just had to do that.
You alive, ain't you?
And who says that's good?
First test screening, it went through the roof, and to this day was the highest score they ever got at New Line Cinema. It scored like bananas, and it was really loud, and people were very involved.
It was like a prize fight. Everybody was jumping up and down with excitement and like they were watching a boxing match.
And when the lights went up, there was like 20 gang members down in the front row weeping their eyes out. And the cards came back, and I think it was 97%, which is unheard of.
Hey, this for the homies who ain't here.
Going to Cannes was great. We were part of the director's fortnight.
We didn't know what to expect. It was like 8 hours a day of interviews back to back to back to back to back. We didn't have time to even think. We weren't prepared for it and basically had to get like B12 shots by the end of the second day because we were so fried.
The Cannes experience was our first taste of pseudo-celebrity. There was a moment where we were walking down the street and Ebert walked up and started talking to us about our movie. And there would be these kids that would come up and go, LaFrance Hughes, and we would be signing these 8x9 pictures they had of us out there.
When the film was over, it got a standing ovation, and we were all called to the stage. And we stood on stage, and there's just this wall of people going crazy and clapping and screaming and hollering. And standing on stage with that in front of that wall of people, I said to myself, this is the closest I'll ever get to feeling like a rock star right now.
The film was pretty much positively reviewed. There were some harsh reviews, obviously, you know, again, socially irresponsible and just excessively violent.
Oprah is Miss Positive, and we had heard through the grapevine that she had said, this is a terrible movie, don't go see it, negative and all this other stuff. And that was kind of a stamp of approval for us. We're like, if Oprah hates this movie, that's good for us, basically, because we're not going for the Oprah crowd.
The Hughes brothers and I wanted to make a film that you either love it or you hate it. And if you love it, great. But if you hate it, I'm perfectly okay with that, because that's a very powerful emotion. Rather make a movie that you love or hate than you don't really remember, you know, 2 weeks later or a month later or whatever.
The quote is, if you hate black people, this movie will make you hate them more. But it basically meant if you're just a dumbass hick that already hates black people, this ain't gonna make you love black people.
It was a big hit. You know, we did the film for about $3 million, and it grossed almost $30 million.
Bingo.
They did a survey. In all the inner cities, we were beating Jurassic Park that summer.
Hell yeah.
It started out with a very high per-screen average, but was only on about 700 or 800 screens. And that movie just played and played and played and played.
The reaction was scary. It was scary to me because people loved it. People were standing up in some theaters.
You had people talking back to the screen, and I'm not suggesting all brothers and sisters talk back to the screen, but on Menace, you're damn right we gotta talk back to the screen.
I remember going to the movie theater and watching, you know, grown men, grown thug, rough, gang, you know, crying at the film.
Get some fucking help! Not my niggas.
And what happens is you have these gang members coming from each territory to congregate in these theaters, and obviously certain things happen.
Well, what's up, homies? Hey, let's go twist this nigga's cap back, man.
It really started back with Colors, and then New Jack City, and then Boys in the Hood.
A lot of people in gang culture thought Menace to Society was real, and that what they saw on screen they recognized.
Damn. And we just gonna find these little marks and smoke them. Shit ain't that hard.
So they were all coming to the theater at the same time to see this movie. And anytime you do that, you're gonna get some conflicts.
Bitch, shut the fuck up before we blast your ass too.
Do we feel responsible for gang activity? No. Do we feel bad that if people were shot during, you know, or killed for that matter, during viewing Menace? That, hell yeah, that doesn't feel good.
Menace to Society it's a cautionary tale. So we set out to make something that was as real as possible. And not everybody's gonna get the message. Some people wanna go out and replicate, but other people it's sort of reflective. So I think it really affected people emotionally. So people responded to it either positively or negatively based on their own personal experience.
Oh, shit! Go ahead, strap that fool. Rush it, nigga, rush it.
The character of Caine is somebody that almost anybody can empathize, if not sympathize with. You see in the early scenes of him seeing his father murder a guy right in front of him as a little kid, what chance did he ever have not to have his life go along this path? But you can also see that he wants to break out of it. He just doesn't know how. And it's tragic that the decisions he makes to escape this life come too late for him. And it's a cautionary note.
Fight. Fight.
The reaction was what we wanted.
We had a lot of people, other than black people, other than Latin people, come up to us and say, wow, I never knew that happened to these kids, or that's where they came from, and that's why they're the way they are.
Hey, do you care whether you live or die?
I don't know.